Hey guys, the Chicken is here. We are back today with yet another home gym video. And in today's video, guys, what I want to talk to you about is powerlifting gear, lifting gear in general. This is something I have a lot of experience with, so we're going to talk about that. If this is the type of content you enjoy, don't forget to leave a like down below and please subscribe to the channel. All right, so lifting gear. When I'm talking about gear, I mean just for obviously for like raw powerlifting, for the general purpose lifting. So today we're going to go over straps, wraps, and knee sleeves, the big three. I've talked about belts before in the past, and that's kind of not really what we're going on about today. But yeah, so let's start off with these right here are my favorite, wrist wraps. Now, wrist wraps are something that I don't think everybody necessarily needs, but if you get a pair that really fits well, I think it can be beneficial. And they're nice because, I mean, you can really use them across all three lifts, mainly for the bench press to help keep your wrist stable. Now, I've always liked them for bench if I'm going to go for like a 1 rep max or, a heavy lift or a max effort, kind of high rep set, because as you can see, the Chicken's got these little kind of cheerleader wrists here, and they're not really the greatest in terms of stability. I've never really had an issue of dumping the bar, but I find it helps keep my hand stronger. Also, a little side note, I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but this finger doesn't work. This knuckle doesn't bend at the top, so it's like I have to push it down. Like I can't close it by itself, so I have to like push it down to hold it, but it kind of messes up my grip strength a little bit. And I find with this, it really helps with that too, because it kind of forces your hand a little bit more closed. So it's great for the bench because it'll make your hand a little bit stiffer, and also for the deadlift because it kind of activates your forearms a little bit more. I don't know, it helps like a little bit, but you guys already know what these are. So these are the ones that I like to use. These are from Synergy Fitness. I've used a lot of different ones. I find the super heavy duty wraps are not really, they're almost too strong. It's like you don't want them to cut off the circulation in your hand. I like the width of these, and they're not too firm, which is nice. I've used a few different ones. I've got these ones here from Stoic. I like these too. These are a lot more expensive, but honestly, I like these ones better. So now in terms of gear, I've tried everything. I've gone from, I've done the Insert, SBD, the old Mark Bell stuff. What are the other kind of common ones? Ray-Bans or Red Bands, whatever they're called, used to be really popular back in the day. I've tried almost all of the knee sleeves, all the super popular ones anyways. So let's jump into that next. Wrist wraps are meh, I don't know. Like there's definitely some subtle differences, but for the most part, they're all kind of the same. But knee sleeves, where are my knee sleeves? These things, my God, man. These Stoic knee sleeves I've had for over a year. Best knee sleeves on the market, by far, hands down. And it's not even really debatable at this point. Now, in terms of sheer adding weight to your lifts, that's when you get into the super tight, what's the one everyone's talking about now? The Inzer ones, I think. And that's fine if you want to throw knee sleeves on for like a competition or something like that. But for everyday training, you cannot beat Stoic. I don't know if you can see it, the length's kind of, you know what they look like. But yeah, you can't beat Stoic. It's simply the best on the market. These are, what I really like about these is, the length of them I really like because it's easier to put on. I find if you get them any smaller than this, you're always kind of adjusting them and pulling at them, and it kind of becomes a pain in the ass. But these just sit, exactly where they need to. They're somewhat easy to put on. Obviously, any knee sleeve you get is going to be stiff at first. But they're somewhat easy to put on once you break them in. And they don't really lose as much rigidity, I would say, compared to a lot of other knee sleeves that I've tried. I think a lot of other knee sleeves, they after like a year, they really start to lose their spring and their bounce and their rigidity. So I was going through knee sleeves, I don't know, and they're also like a fun thing to buy, so I would go through them at least once a year. But I mean, these ones, like I said, I've had a year and a half, and I still love them just as much as, obviously not the day that I first got them, because they're gonna be, but like since I broke them in to the point where it wasn't like super hard to put them on and that kind of thing, they have not gotten any worse for me. So they're a little bit more expensive. I think they're like $100, but if you factor in having to buy them every year or having to buy them every 2 years, These are going to last you a lot longer, and I absolutely love them. So next up we have straps. Straps are the one thing. I think it doesn't really matter where you get them from, honestly. They're all kind of the same. Yeah, I don't really use straps. I think they're better if you're going to do like really high rep sets of deadlifts for the purpose of training, like an RDL or stiff leg deadlift for the purpose of training like your hamstrings and your glutes. I think it is important to not always use straps all the time because it'll take away from some of your grip strength. I had to use straps for a long time because of my stupid finger, and I couldn't, grip at all on the deadlift. So these absolutely saved me for a long time. But, especially in my situation, like I need to work the grip strength or it just, kind of goes away on me. But, they can be really useful for a lot of stuff. I'll see some people using them on like lat pull downs and that kind of thing where it's like, they're great to have for exercises where you don't want your grip to be the failure point. Yeah, so they definitely have their uses, and I got a few different ones here. These ones I like the most. I forget where these are from. Whoops. I got these with. Oh, I think it was the guy that sent me. This thing actually. I don't know if I've ever talked about this. This is really cool. Look, it's got the Chicken Home Gym on it, and it's a. What do you call them? Like a curl arm bicep blaster kind of thing. They're kind of gimmicky, but they're honestly really nice. Like I think that they're better for dumbbells than for barbells though, because I find with the barbell it just kind of feels like, I don't know, it like pushes my arms inward a little bit, and it's a little bit awkward on the barbell. But for curls and stuff, I imagine it would be perfect. So yeah, these were from. If you guys are interested, I'll go and find it, but it was like from Master M Fit or something like that. I like them. I like them better than the other ones that I had. So. But I mean, straps are cheap. Honestly, just go to Amazon and get them there because they'll probably be the cheapest and they'll hold up fine. Unless you're doing, Kirakios Grizzly, like 1,800 pound, quarter-inch rack pulls with them, then, they should hold up pretty fine. If you do use them a lot, I think, sometimes they break and stuff. So, I mean, you'll have to replace them, but I don't know what the straps go for now. I think they're like $10. So nothing too crazy there. But yeah, so that's the that's the gear that I use anyways, that I like. I didn't talk about elbow sleeves. I use these ones from Stoic. I don't use these a ton of the time just because honestly I find they're a pain to take on and put off. But they are nice. I've never personally had any, knock on wood, problems with elbow tendonitis in the bench press. My elbows have never bothered me with anything, probably because I don't bench that much. But yeah, the Stoic is for sleeves and covers and those kinds of things. 100% the way to go. Nobody else compares. I have seen guys use like elbow wraps too. I have no experience with those, so I can't really speak to it, but that would be interesting, I guess. I think that kind of stuff, it's like, when you start to protect your elbows, like you should really be benching like, 3 plates plus probably at that point to, warrant using them / really get any benefit from it. Like for me, when I'm benching 225, it's not putting a ton of stress on my elbows. Shoulders for sure, but depending on how you bench, but not really my elbows. Anyways, that's been my experience. So let me know what your guys' favorite gear is, and if you like these knee sleeves or if you've tried the Inzer ones, let me know that. Oh, I also have these here, which I didn't talk about. Everybody's favorite guy, Mr. Mark Bell. These are, I forget how he marketed these, but they're squat briefs basically. It's like a light squat brief, and they're kind of cool. If you just want to throw them on and squat more, it's kind of fun without, having to use like a squat brief or something like that. But they are cool, and it's a nice like injury thing. I had a problem with like hamstring glute kind of thing, and then I'd throw those on and I could squat and it was fine. So it's like little stuff like that I find helps a lot just for being able to kind of load what you're trying to do. But something nice to have if you get a little tweak, and you can keep working out. So let me know what you guys think of that down below in the comment section. As always, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap up the video today. See you in the next one. Chicken out back.